Hey there, how are ya? Welcome back to An Introvert's Paradise. I'm Kendrick Kaiju, and today we're building another house. It's been a long time since I tried. I'm not gonna lie, it's because, well, quite frankly, I've been intimidated by how good other people are at building houses. Or at least the idea of it, because I'll be honest, I don't even watch the videos of other people building houses. I just take a look at the picture, the icon, and I'm like, yep, no way I can do that. And I used to watch a lot of videos on The Sims 4 of people building houses. And those are really impressive. No way I can make those. So I've held off from making my own, because this is definitely not a skill of mine. I don't know that I have any skills whatsoever, but this certainly isn't one of them. But then I realized there's a real possibility that even if I tried really hard, I may never get good at making houses. But if I don't try at all, I know for sure I'll never get good at making houses. So here's me trying. So the concept of this house was to keep it modern. I like modern houses, but I wanted to make something more compact. Because I found with the original house that I made a video on, the one for Kyle and Mia, there was too much house. There were a lot of empty spaces, a lot of walking around. So I wanted to make it a bit more compact, a bit more gameplay friendly, a bit more warm and cozy if we're going to look at it from an immersion standpoint. The original house was designed to be practical to me in reality. So on this one, I took myself out of it a little bit. Not fully, but I certainly wasn't every step of the way thinking, well, this is how I live my life, this is my mannerism, my behavior, so let's cater the house to me. Now, this one was more about catering to gameplay and the mannerisms and the behavior of the Zoys. And you'll start to see here that the theme of the house is black and white, the color palette. I don't know what it is, but I just find black and white to be modern and classy. And that's what I'm going for here with this build. I think the fact that you can use AI to generate things that are missing in the game is a nice touch, but it's kind of hit or miss. Because if you notice on the ground right now, I have a carpet. I think I typed in white fluffy carpet. And I gotta say, it was okay, it wasn't great. It was good enough to use because I just wanted a white carpet down. But it wasn't ideal, it wasn't what I had in my head. So I hope these systems will improve in the future. Like the 3D printer, great idea. I have no idea how to use it. It would be great if there were professional, like official tutorials. I mean, I suppose as an InZoy content creator, I'm supposed to come up with that type of stuff. But I can tell you, I'm definitely not cut out for that. The goal of this channel is creating and telling fun and interesting stories. And because the specs are pretty high, I want to put in a ton of gameplay. So for those who don't quite have the machine to be able to run this game right now, even if they can't play right now, at least they can watch. I'm definitely not a tutorial guy. I'm definitely not smart enough for that. Now, as I said earlier, I mostly took myself out of this house. Mostly, not fully. Because as you see here, I put in a garage. And in Zoy right now, there's no functional use of a garage. The Zoys just park their cars on the side of the road. Or at least I think there's no functional use. To be fair, I've never played a file where I had a garage. But I assume they all park their cars on the side, because that's a work in progress, the cars. But yet I still put in a garage because I don't own a garage in reality, and I've always wanted one. Not to park a car in. I do not like driving, I don't own a car, I don't want to own a car, but I would love to have a garage so I can have a home gym in it, A. Maybe not A, because more importantly, I would love to start a band like in the movies, Handsome Kaiju and Friends. Although that would require me to talk to people. Handsome Kaiju and the AI Band. Much better. Now, part of my original concept for this house was, whereas the first house I made a video of was a minimalist build, for this house, I wanted it to be quite the opposite. I wanted lots of decoration, lots of clutter, whereas the first one was no clutter. Whatever we need, that's it. This one, I wanted to make it look nice. I wanted there to be stuff. But the problem was, the couch that I picked didn't allow for a coffee table. So right off the bat, there goes one, although functional and certainly useful in real life, but also is a nice design piece. And I found the selection for paintings and pictures on the wall to be quite underwhelming. Now, if this were the final product, if this were the final complete game, it would be really disappointing. But with that being said, still not the end of the world. Strictly because I'm sure if I went on Canvas and looked, there'd be plenty of stuff to use. There'd be plenty of cool and interesting things to use. It's just, I don't want to take things that people made and put it in my video without getting permission. And I also really don't want to go and ask for permission. So we'll leave the walls bare for now. But you'll see throughout the video what I did do instead was I put in a bunch of windows. A, I like the natural lighting, but B, at least to me, it gives a sense of a modern place. It makes the house more modern is what I'm trying to say. And this is where I did take myself out of the house, because if I were designing a house that I wanted to live in, I would not have so many windows. Because a couple of my good friends, they both own condos, and the entire place is basically windows. And when I look out their window and I see other condos, it's the same thing. Their walls are just glass. I don't like to live like that. I'm an introvert. I like my privacy. I don't need the guy across the street seeing what show I'm watching, how much gaming I get done per day, how much crying I do in the corner because life is hard. And as you're about to see here, I was able to put in some clutter that would be functional in reality. It's just decoration in the game. But I was able to put down a knife set. And what's really cool is the rack. You can actually put stuff on it. And so I put a bunch of pots and pans and such. And in reality, I would also put on some dried goods. Like maybe some canned food, maybe some rice, that type of stuff. And as we move up to the second floor, the concept of the second floor was I didn't want an entire second floor. All I wanted was a master bedroom and a full-on bathroom. Because there's a lavatory on the first floor. You wash your hands, you can use the washroom, but you can't shower, you can't take a bath. I wanted to save that for the second floor. And even though I wanted to go for a modern feel, I made sure I kept in mind this is supposed to be a house. Somebody lives here, so it can't be cold and mechanical. It needs to be warm. It needs to be comfortable, comforting even. And I find with some of the videos that I've seen of actual modern houses in real life, I find a lot of these houses, they've sacrificed that element to make it modern and cool. I've seen houses where it looks and feels like you're living in a factory. Like, it'd be great for the T800 to live there, but the world is a cold and harsh place. I want my home to be warm. So I liked going for wooden walls and certainly carpeted floors. And here's another element of me that I put into the house, something I want. Even though I'm hardly what you would consider a fashionable guy, for whatever reason, I would definitely love a walk-in closet. Again, sticking to the theme, sticking to black and white everything. and I was very happy with the end result. Now, I'm still not very familiar with the tools. I know I was struggling at one point to change either the wall or the floors and make it different from the room directly next to it. It may have been right here, actually. But I would definitely like to make the floor inside the walk-in closet different than the master bedroom itself. I'll probably put in some wood floor. Moving on to the bathroom, I really like the bathroom. I think the items in the game, like the shower, like the bathtub, they did a really good job with it. It looks very modern yet elegant. Again, exactly what I was looking for. I really like the walls. It seems like creative, artistic, seems high class. The floors look really great. The sink is great. And heading into the back end of this video, this part all I did at the end was just get lights in there, get some light fixtures in the walls. Because as a player, I don't need the lights. I can see pretty well without them, especially with the natural lighting during the day. But for immersion purposes and, quite frankly, respect for the Zoys, this is their house, they're living in it. I'd lose my mind if I didn't have lights in reality. If after 8 I had to go to bed, I would lose my mind. And even though I didn't think the painting selection in this game was very good, at least not right now, their light fixture collection is superb. It is definitely plentiful and of really high quality. A lot of the stuff looks really cool. Now, even though this house turned out to be different than what I had initially planned, I'm still pretty happy with it. For me, it's definitely one of the better houses that I've built. And even though it's definitely pretty time-consuming, it's definitely really rewarding and fun while I'm doing it. It's definitely being creative in a way that on most days I don't get to be. And being a lifelong sim player who's never been good at building houses, I would really like to get good at building houses, so I'm gonna keep working at it. I want to get good at it, and someday hopefully I will be. And I think as the tools get better, more features get added, because I don't think you can build a basement right now. I tried the other day, and again, maybe it's just because I'm not familiar with the tools enough, but it didn't seem like we had basements, doesn't seem like we have pools, and it doesn't have stairs that you can twist and turn. So I think as things like that get added, it'll just be easier for me to build good houses. Well, I think it's time to call it a night. Thank you for your time, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm Kendrick Kaiju, and you've been watching An Introvert's Paradise, building a modern home. If you haven't subscribed, now might be a great time. This can be your home for all things Inzoi related. Plenty more on the way. But either way, you take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Until then, you take care of yourself, and remember, just make it through another day.